Hello, welcome back to BattleTech, the stories of the Hecatoncheires, the Hundred-Handed. I've got a jarro full of whiskey and the cat's in the rumble seat. I realised last time I didn't go and look in the newly liberated systems hiring hall or in the store. So I think I'll open up today by doing that. In the hiring hall, Bengal. He is recruit level, but too expensive. So we've got two here that meet my criteria, which are the lowest recruit level. They're cheap to recruit. We've got Brainy here.
Yes, Commander.
Great voice. Great moustache. Let's hire him.
New mech warriors available.
Do I have any more space in the mech bay? 7 of 8, so we can afford one more. That's a good job. And we're going to go for
Aye.
Freak.
New mech warriors available.
So we cannot fit, good capitalisation, any more mech warriors anymore. One word? No, I would have said two. In your barracks. Okay. But in my barracks I can rename them. So for
Awaiting orders.
Brainy here, let's just customise him. His call sign is going to be Arges. Arges being one of the Cyclops mentioned in the Greek myths.
Standing by.
Second of which, of course, will be Brontes. The Cyclops, tribes of one-eyed man-eating giants, well known for their flocks of sheep and goats, probably based on the island of Sicily. Sicily's a very, very nice place to visit if you ever get the opportunity to travel to Italy. I would highly recommend a trip to Sicily. Some lovely countryside. The one thing there, the diet of the locals is so heavily based around fish, in particular tuna, that if you order a steak in a restaurant in Sicily, you're most likely to get a tuna steak. And if you do ask for a beef steak, they will look at you as if you've committed some kind of cultural crime against Sicilians, which is not something that you would want to do. So I'll leave those two stewing. Once we get the training simulators up and running in the Argo, then they're going to be gathering XP while we literally motor around places. Now we're still in the same situation today as we were last time. We've got 3 operational mechs available, and having a look through the contracts, the least dangerous is this 2.5 skull mission here with an unknown number of military units, and it's a convoy ambush. I really don't think I'm going to be sending my team into that. So instead, I'm going to do a bit of shopping and then take one of the travel contracts back out of enemy territory and into the allied space, so to speak. So let's have a look at what the shop has to offer. I'm going to ignore the mech parts. Let's start with the weapons. Nothing of worth. Equipment. Now here we have some decent picks. Now cockpit mods, we've got 2 of them here. They eliminate 1 injury from pilots. I think these are must-have item.
New equipment available.
If you've got nothing else in your cockpit, don't exchange anything else. Exchange, don't accept anything else. Speaking of exchanges, we've got heat exchangers. Did you say pets or tents? Okay, well let's hope it didn't mean fluffy tents. Okay, so heat exchangers, they're incredibly heavy. I mean, this is 4 tons in weight, and they eliminate 20% of weapon heat, reduce the overall heat generation from weapon attacks. There's going to be a bit of mathematics applied to this, to whether it's better to go for this or for heat sinks, because of course each heat sink in here is going to be reducing by 3 heat a turn. So unless the exchanger takes off, 12 heat for 4 tons, this isn't going to be very good value. So we'd have to evaluate our designs and see whether that's the case. I'll do that off camera and maybe come back and tell you what I found. I'm not picking this up for the moment. It's too expensive and I'm not interested. Now, on the flip side, the heat bank here is quite light. It's only a ton. It takes up 6 slots, which is an enormous amount, but for quite light mechs that are not going to have a huge amount of space used up inside them, the ability to add 15 heat threshold and plus 30 maximum heat is a significant bonus for that amount of money. So I think this is a must buy.
New equipment available.
I'm going to take that. I quite like the idea of having some rangefinders available. These are 0 weight. They are a cockpit mod, so they mean that none of the injury resisting mods can be installed in a mech. But I might pick up a couple of these just to add some range onto our view distance and maybe have a spotter mech
New equipment
in the
available.
stable. Okay. That's fine. Let's have a look at what we can sell in terms of mechs. We have 3 mechs complete that we could use for ourselves. I've got a Panther being rebuilt as we speak. This is the second one available in our stable, and I may well sell this one because we probably won't want duplicates. Get some money back from that. I'm not going to field a commando. They are just too fragile, particularly in later game. And not fast enough to be able to properly provide support fire. I'm tempted maybe to keep the Jenner because it's a bit faster than the Commando and the hard points are a bit more sympathetic, and we can always sell it later if it comes to it. So in the meantime, I think that's all of our purchasing done. We're going to pick up one of these 2 missions here, which is either a battle in the Badlands, good alliteration there, or a battle in the Tundra. Now they're in Hecatoncheires, which is a bit further into Allied territory, and this is a lance of mechs. Okay, we should stay alert down there. Okay, well let's resist the raid. Relatively decent money, and we'll get some of our repairs and stuff done en route. We'll go up 3 pieces of salvage, and we cross our fingers and hope the Argo doesn't fall apart while we're travelling.
Got a new financial report for you, Commander.
Okay, our morale is still spirited at 31. We've got decent current funds. We've still got 7 months remaining, so it's questionable whether we want to reduce that just to get a +1 morale effect. Let me have to think about it for a moment. So I need to gain 10 morale, which I'll do gradually by building on the Argo's capability in order to do that. This is the lowest our monthly costs are going to be because we're going to be adding more and more pilots to the roster to get to our 100 hands that our name requires. So let's accept the morale boost here. It's the cheapest it's going to be. While in Weldry, you get a message from the commander of a mercenary company passing through. After some formalities, the message gets straight to the point. My boys tell me you have Behemoth on your crew. As one commander to another, I need to tell you Behemoth is not a good hire. To be blunt, she's a thief and a backstabber. Only common decency had me leave her on the station instead of booting her out the airlock. Be careful with your crew. Keep in mind a mech warrior with a bad rep can bring down the reputation. Well, I think if anybody makes an allegation against somebody, even in private, I think it's worth talking to Behemoth about it. None of that's true. If my old commander is going to rake me through the mud like this, I don't know how I prove it to you. Prove things by your actions. Right, Commander. No lasting consequence. Okay. Glitches back in action in 6 days, and we'll have extra tech points in a similar amount of time. Oh, it's so hard to see these holes in the side of this beautiful vessel, Starly Gira. One of only 2 of her type. Not outfitted for combat. She does rely on dropships for defense, but well equipped for extended operations in orbit around a particular planet.
Those upgrades you asked for are online, Commander.
Thank you, Farad. Okay, let's go back to the engineering section. Let's see what options we have here. We can do the lounge, or we can fix structural things. Let's get the power system under repair. We don't want anyone getting killed.
Sure thing. It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
Okay, let's carry on, chaps. Four, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we enter orbit. Unfold the pods. Cool. No, won't proceed. We'll go to the hiring hall again, have a look. We can't hire anyone, but it'd be worth checking if we could. No, there's no recruits of the right level here. Probably just as well. Let's have a look in the store, see if there's anything interesting. What weapons have we got? Single plus weapons, which are bonus damage. Okay, so we've got some high-tech LRMs here, which is decent. Anything else? Just some ammo. Nothing in the way of SRMs. Let's have a look at the equipment. Nothing special. We only have pieces of mechs, not whole mechs here. Are you heading out, Cat? Yeah, you want to go out. Hold on a second, everyone. I'm going to let the cat out. Come on then. In many ways, you should be happy I haven't got an ejector seat in the rumble seat. Right. So we're not going to buy anything here, so let's go and launch our contract. Now we've got the Panther here, but there is a problem with it. That problem being requiring refit. That's what did I miss out in the Panther refit? Right, I've got a ton remaining. We're at maximum jump jets. Have an SRM4, 4 medium lasers, not very heat efficient. But we could install some other things. An extra ton, I could put an SRM6 in there, but it's probably going to overheat it. Let's have a look at equipment. So, do I want to add anything right now, or can I go straight into the mission just missing a ton, under-tonned by 1? I think I can. So I hope it will allow me to launch the mission even with a warning on. And right, who are we going to have in the mix? We'll pop Decker in the Panther and Briareous in the Vindy. Not in the Vindy, in the Centurion. Okay. Could have Medusa in the Panther, going close range. Might make more sense. Panther being combat heavy rather than the Scout mech, which is the fire starter, which I'm keen to have Decker in. Yeah, let's put Medusa in. Bring him out for a bit of a runabout in the tundra. Yeah, unused tonnage, that's fine. Lovely coffee. It's another cold day here in Oxfordshire. We've got sub-zero temperatures in the morning. I have to scrape the ice off the vehicles. But it warms up by mid-morning, so we're at what, 6 degrees now, Celsius that is. So nothing like as sharp as it is in other countries. But it'll do for us.
Command interface initiated.
We've got warnings of 60-70 mile an hour winds for this weekend, so we're going to batten down the hatches tonight and tomorrow. Make sure there's nothing that can blow around in the garden. Right, let's defend this place against the raiders. Let's just shoot down the hill.
Roger. Got it.
Copy that.
Right, so we've got the curve and the lake, and we've got the road going up the hill on the other side. They're going to have height advantage on us unless we wait. I don't mind waiting. Let's just turn off and head to the left here a little bit.
Aye, aye. Coordinates received. Picked up a blip.
So we've got good defensive positions in cover at the bottom, plenty of evasion, and we can now wait to see who these guys are. Ooh, okay. Let's reserve for the moment. I want you to move first, please. Oh, he's rather sluggish on the old initiative front. That's because you're a heavy mech. Well, okay. This is our first. Is it our first heavy? Well, apart from the kind of pseudo heavies like the quick draw. This is the 5SE version. So we've got 3 medium lasers, large laser, LRM-10. And jump jets. So this is the Eridani light horse kind of scout variant, if you like, in inverted commas, of the Thunderbolt. One with a bit of extra mobility. So we get the advantage of being able to go first, and not only that, we can move forward
On my way.
and hopefully give this guy some grief early on. Now he's at full armour, and that is going to cause us some problems, but if we can get through his central torso armour, there's LRM ammo in centre torso. So hopefully we can cause him some grief. All 3 hit. Good job, Behemoth.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Might as well just park you at the back here.
Gotcha. Oh,
95% shot with the UAC. Good for me.
Engaging target.
Ooh, structure exposed. Medusa, can you punch that?
Coordinates received.
Right, let's see what this Panther can do. I quite like that.
Locked down. Let's do this.
Now Medusa
Orders.
has to get some evasion on, otherwise we're going to have trouble. So let's see what he can do with this Thunderbolt. Right, we're on the left-hand side, and although this left arm is a shield, I think the LRM-10, the medium lasers are in this torso, so that'll be a decent call.
Target's taken a critical hit.
So his mobility has been limited by 2 jump jets being destroyed, and we might be able to knock him over with a bit of an LRM punch. Okay, fire support from a Griffin. So what's going to do the most in terms of stability damage, I think it's probably going to be Glitch. So let's put Glitch over here. Still got the 95s to hit. Just build up an evasion pip. It's good for me. Critted one of the mediums in the left torso. Ow. Enforcer. Got a large autocannon and a large laser up there, so that seems like a likely bet.
Standing by.
Right, so I can jump to get some evasion. I don't want to need to be firing the medium laser necessarily, so just hopping back here makes a lot of sense. I'm going to save the precision shot for the UAC-10 and just hit the UAC-5 to see if we can knock him over. So most of his weapon load has gone there. He's got the large laser left in the right arm. So Briareous gets a free precision strike. And if we go for this torso, we might be able to chew away all of the weapons in one go. Cobsuck. Hello.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Right, so he's got no weapons left, so we can now refocus on somebody else. That's a lot of LRMs. Is that a catapult?
Damage minimal.
Right, Medusa, I want you to go and harry I'd stay sticking cover at the moment. We're okay with that. And I'm okay with, wow, that heat load is fantastic. I think if any of the mechs requires the heat bank, it's going to be this one. Okay, let's put this guy out of his misery. Should be able to do it. Yeah. Okay, focusing on the Centurion. That stability damage is not good, so we're going to because I'm unstable, I can't run here, but I can jump and keep long distance to. So if we jump and put our left arm facing this way, we'll take maximum damage from enemy weaponry. Be in the cooling drink. This is a front-on shot. I like the idea of precision striking the UAC-5, and if I can hit the torso here, we can take out all the weapons in one go. I also need vigilance on. Get rid of the stability issues. Okay, let's go for it.
Warning. Enemy sensor lock detected.
That's okay, you're keeping out of the way, and I'm
What
happy
can I
with
do
that.
for you?
Because in many ways, I'm going to be
Ready?
come down here, make sure you're front on to the enemy attack, and let's just carry on pummeling you. Structure exposed, that's a good sign. And it's in the middle. Okay. '80s I can live with. Oh, good shooting. I mean, Behemoth's really got her dander up today. It went right up the middle. Catapult. Oh, an archer. Our first time with an archer. And the thing to note about archers is, I mean, they're a 70-ton mech. They have dual LRM-20s. They've got really limited ammunition reloads. They build up heat like a git, particularly when they fire their lasers as well. Traditionally, they had rear-mounted lasers. Of course, that's not available in this, so they're all facing forward. So it's incredibly heavy. Boost stability damage on SRMs. Oh, it improves clustering of the LRMs and stability damage of SRMs. So it's to be a nice platform to have. Those are some beautiful quirks. So let's move forward and see what kind of shots we can get. So if I were to come this close, I think that's going to be the best I can do. 60, 70, 65. What kind of armour do we have on here? 110, it's huge. 120, 130, it's well armoured, crikey. There's lots and lots of armour on this thing. Well, I don't think there's anything in the arms. Oh, they've put a laser in there, I suppose. So torso damage would be a real boon. Yeah. So let's go up into the forest. And I think I'll precision strike this. We'll go for the torso.
All weapons tilted.
Receiving you.
Yeah, I do really, really want to be taking out that archer as quickly as I can. So again, we get a shot on the side here.
Copy.
This is going to heat up like a git. There we go. Right, let's take off the shroud. How many mediums can I fire? 2. Well, okay.
Locked on.
Yeah, we've got the enforcer up here. Ow. It's doing some hefty damage.
Damage minimal.
Waiting for orders.
Right. I'm shooting from the side here again. My heat is fine, so I feel comfortable in jumping forward. Got some good shots on there. And we'll do precision strike against this guy's torso again. Exposed structure. I wonder where the ammo is on an archer. Where did you say the ammo is? Put it in the legs? You put them in the torso buckets. Okay. Interesting.
Good to go.
Right, Glitch. Probably I'm just happy for you to be in here and just do split targeting. And we'll...
Line them up and I'll shoot them down, Commander.
just do some fire support. Good shots. See the clustering. Improved LRM clustering, that is a fantastic chassis ability. So loads of damage went into the Vindicator's right shoulder there.
What do you need?
Right, well, let's get some cooling going on. That is considered water. Or can I sprint and get anywhere close? No. Well, I can walk. Let's do that. We'll stay defensive. Hitting at the front here. Okay, I can hit with everything. Well, let's do all the lasers. No, SRM4 uses less heat. We've got a little cockpit out front there. Took full large laser damage. I'm pleased the AC-10 missed. That's a good result.
Good to go.
Right, so chaps, what is going to be the downfall of the Enforcer? It's usually rear armour, isn't it? Yeah, you've got 20 points, 15, 15. If I can get somebody behind the Enforcer. And the best bet for that is going to be the Shadowhawk. Not quite. Not quite.
I copy.
Let's start going in that direction, because that can cause them all sorts of trouble. Right, do we want to split fire here? I mean, I'm very tempted to do UAC-10 here on UAC-5 on the Archer. Let's do it. UAC-5 on you, medium laser on you, off we go.
Multiple targets confirmed.
Just keep them both honest. Reduce their evasion pips a little.
Waiting for orders.
Right, what's your shots looking like? It's full front. I think the LRM-10 on the Archer is a better choice here. So PPC on you, LRM-10 on you.
You get a headshot, and you get a headshot.
Get some crits going. Well, got our M20 quick.
You'll take it and like it.
He's lost the arm on the left-hand side, so that's good news. Okay, we're not doing too bad in terms of armour load. I'm going to try and keep my left-hand side facing, because that is my shield side. I'm running a little hot, so I'm going to take off one of these lasers. Only 55 on the Archer, but that is a juicy angle. So we're going to go UAC-10 on you, and a medium laser on you. And let's hope this UAC hits.
Engaging multiple targets.
No, neither shot hitting. Well, it is always possible. That is a lot of stab damage.
Easy on the okay. Now it's on.
Right, Medusa. Could you come forward, please, and cause these guys some issues? I want you to vigilance, and then attack this guy in the other side. Okay, got a structure exposed there. I'm going to get glitch out of here.
Commander?
Yeah. So it's a right hand side that's weak, so let's
Here we go.
jump and twist. We're we've got a left-hand shot there and a left-hand shot there. But we'll do multi-target, and again we'll do the LRM-10 on the Archer.
Right, Commander.
Right. Okay. Right, keep your shield on facing the enemy. Multi-target UAC-10 here. Medium laser here. No. Let's go for that.
Engaging multiple targets.
That UAC-10 does a lot of stability damage. That's quite nice to see. Right, and Behemoth. How are we doing on the armour here? It's down to 25, but I think if we shoot him from the back, we're going to have a really decent chance of killing him.
Move order received.
That's so tempting. I've got to do it.
Copy that.
Straight through the back. Now he doesn't know which way to face. Now I could engage him at close range, and that might be a good way of doing it, or I could stay in the water for a bit. I don't seem to be shooting at the Panther yet. Famous last words.
On my way.
So it's got a face on, or left hand side again. I think we try and take his torso out. Here we go.
Locking.
Malay? Ow. Cheeky.
I can't take much more. Damage is light.
Okay. So you've now presented your back to Briareous. I am happy with that. Okay. Yeah, that's still a rear shot there. And we'll turn our left face that way. Okay, so UAC is 75, that's UAC U. Ooh. How many medium lasers do I have to disable? Just the one.
Engaging multiple targets.
Through the back.
Good to go.
Okay, no, not great from UAC's point of view, but I can jump jet.